Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
What is wrong with Andy's doll?
What is the best present?
And why is this called Child's Play?
All this and more on Gory Storytime.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig, and to quickly answer those questions, he's evil, it's head, and it was a cash grab. Anyway.
Yeah, so welcome back.
First time back in the studio since it was shut down due to COVID.
Yeah, and that ruined our plans for a quarantine movie for every week of COVID.
Yeah, we were going to do that, but it was too hard to do over Zoom.
Yeah, that would have been...
It would have been more of a pain in the butt. And then I went and had myself a heart attack, which
dummy.
kind of pushed it back a little farther, because
Right.
we were asked if we wanted to do it before this. And
then you said, well, of course. And then...
Yeah, and then decided to risk my life.
Yeah, what the hell. So, welcome back to Gory Storytime, a show where me and my father review horror movies, in case you don't know, because it's been that long.
Yeah.
And this week, we're reviewing the 2019 remake of Child's Play.
They call it remake, reboot. It's ridiculous that they would call it Child's Play is the thing.
Yeah.
But the basic premise is this young boy wants a new toy that's coming out soon, but he gets the older edition, and it's all app-based and can control all your app-based things. And
Which, in this reality, is all of the things in your house.
I mean, pretty much.
Do you do dishes? The dishwasher is also your app.
The single mom living in the apartment has a smart house.
Yeah.
Because
I wrote it that way.
it's like, and I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about that, says the screenwriter. No, but anyway, so that's the basic premise. For those who haven't seen the trailer, I guess we'll go ahead and roll that now.
At Caslin, we believe that happiness is about more than entertainment. It's about being known, understood, loved. Introducing your new best friend.
People, let me tell you about my best friend.
Chucky?
All right.
So now, of course, it's been so long, and now with the hospital bills and such, we got to make some of that fat stack of cash that we always do every episode of this show by selling people products that actually exist and are real and stuff. So this week, Gory Storytime is brought to you by Friends.com, that's friends with a Z, a place where awkward people can meet other awkward people and become friends. New in town? Friends.com. Super into Star Wars? Friends.com. Whatever reason you have for not making friends on your own? Friends.com. The Z is for zero chance at doing it yourself.
Oh, that's great. All right. And by How to F Up a Classic, the second in our series of screenwriting books for remakes. We teach you how to take a book, film, or other property and change it so it has little resemblance to the original. Examples include The Lawnmower Man, a story about a demon eating your grass naked, which became a movie about a man with a very low IQ becoming smart and evil through the internet. What?
Yes.
That's dumb. Or Ghostbusters, a movie about 4 guys who save the day from ghosts rebooted into a world where the originals get referenced while not existing. That's How to F Up a Classic, available now.
All
All right, then. I think that's... Yikes. Billy's not even in the picture.
Billy needs his damn hair fixed. It's
Yeah,
looking like he's getting dreadlocks.
All right, then.
I'm assuming you want to go first with these behind-the-scenes facts?
Sure.
All right.
Dan Mancini.
Or Don.
Don Mancini. Welcome back to Gory Storytime. Don Mancini, the creator of the characters in the series, is not involved in this film and has, along with Alex Vincent, Christine Elise, and Jennifer Tilly, expressed his lack of interest in it.
The original creators of Chucky and every sequel before this are doing a separate limited series to continue the storyline there.
At one point, a toy police car is activated and states, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me," which is an obvious reference to RoboCop, which was also released by Orion Pictures.
Mark Hamill, who had previously voiced Chucky in the TV series Robot Chicken. The episode, Robot Chicken Plastic Buffet.
Nice. This was released the same day as Toy Story 4, another film about living toys owned by a boy named Andy.
Except not in that movie. In that movie, Andy didn't own them. So, nice try to...
That's the first time it's wrong.
Yeah, that's the first time it wasn't owned by Andy. But whatever. I'm talking Toy Story 4. This kid was Andy. But
right.
Where was I? Tom Holland, the director of the original, posted on Twitter about Mark Hamill's casting of Chucky as a smart move, because apparently, if you're not the Spider-Man Tom Holland, you're a blithering idiot.
The film features narrative material relating to Andy's father and Karen's husband, details that were originally omitted from the original 1988 film, which included a deleted scene where Andy Barclay, played by Alex Vincent, shows a framed picture of his father to Chucky, stating he died in a car crash.
There are obvious call-outs to E.T. throughout the movie. Chucky has a glowing finger that makes things work. Andy wears a bright red sweatshirt through most of the movie. Chucky learns how to do things from watching TV like E.T. does.
Chucky's voice actor was revealed on the 31st of March in 2019 to be Mark Hamill.
The stand-ins for the good guy dolls in this movie are the Buddy dolls, which I'm going to add, if people remember our review of Child's Play, they wanted to call it, they just wanted to use My Buddy, and they were told no, because My Buddy said, no, you're not going to make an evil movie about our dolls, so they basically changed it to Good Guy and made it look like a My Buddy, basically. And now they rebooted it and called it a Buddy doll.
Which is even closer.
Much closer.
Right. I mean, they don't look nearly, but Andy decides to call Chucky Han Solo, a character made famous in the Star Wars films. Chucky is voiced by Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker in the original Star Wars trilogy.
In place of the Play Pals company that manufactured Chucky Good Guy dolls is Kazlan Industries, which manufactures various Buddy dolls, ranging from human dolls to animal dolls, and initially, unlike Play Pals, did not begin primarily as a toy creative company, but rather an advanced electronics industry, developing advanced robotics such as drones, cameraware, and modem software.
The horror film the kids are watching with Chucky, interpreting it is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
Among the accessories displayed for the Buddy 2 doll is a leprechaun costume. This is most likely a nod to the slasher film of the same name. You're kidding.
Wow. Director Lars Klevberg said in the IMDb commentary that an earlier draft of the script was set at Christmas, as the original Child's Play was. This was changed in the final script, but Lars thought that it would be funny to retain the scene in which Shane is ambushed whilst taking down the Christmas lights.
Andy Barclay is the film's considerably
In this film.
Is considerably older, around early preteen bracket, as opposed to the original Andy, who was a 6-year-old child. Andy in the film also bears a handicap in the form of a hearing aid, displaying the character bears limited hearing.
That's what that means. Good job. This will be the first Chucky movie to be shot in the widescreen 2:39:1 scope aspect ratio, unlike the original theatrical films, which were shot in the taller 185:1 aspect ratio.
Okay. Jensen Ackles was also considered to voice Chucky. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, no idea. The store where the dolls are being sold is the same store as seen in Jumanji as Sir Save-A-Lot. In both movies, the store becomes the center of destruction.
And one of the 2 Chucky-related films released in 2019, the other being Charles, neither had any involvement from franchise creator Don Mancini, who is currently working on a television series continuation of the original. All right, now for those who don't remember or haven't seen the show before, we usually like to talk about our favorite scenes and least favorite scenes. So, do you want to go good to bad, bad to good?
We can go bad first.
Okay. My least favorite thing, and it was mentioned in one of those, was the joke that fell so flat, where he said, I want to, you got to name the doll, and he says, I want to name you Han Solo. So it responded, I heard you say Chucky. My name is Chucky. Hi.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Trust me, it was just as funny as it just sounded as me saying that right now.
Yeah.
My heart attack was funnier than that.
Yikes. Calm down. All right. My least favorite had to probably be the look of the doll. Because these dolls just looked unpleasant to be around. Even the good ones that didn't blow things up and kill you. Like, they have this weird pointed chin.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're trying to go for like a more human-like look, that's definitely not the way to go.
Right. So you just didn't like the look.
I don't.
My favorite thing is I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, top to bottom, I really did. The only part I didn't enjoy was it being called Child's Play. If they called the character anything other than Chucky and called the movie anything other than Child's Play, I think it would have got a much better score from the people, which, by the way, we didn't actually do. We usually do that.
Yeah, that's with
The people on Rotten Tomatoes have it at 57%.
And the critics have it at 63%.
Which is surprising that the critics have it higher again.
Because it's not a woke horror movie.
Right.
So, that is weird.
It is. And it's rare for a horror movie to get better reviews by the reviewers than by the people. But it just, if it wasn't for the name and the character name, I would have loved this movie even more.
Right.
But it's a good horror movie. If you like horror movies, it's good. Just don't expect it to be anything to do with Charles Lee Ray and voodoo and, Child's Play.
Right. Speaking of which, one of the main differences, everything, But one of the main differences between this and the original is the ability that he has to control all of the devices in your home. And I thought that was awesome. I thought that idea was really cool, and they used it really great in that store battle scene
that's
at the
your favorite
end.
thing?
And I love that.
Yeah, and I agree that worked as anything else.
As anything but Chucky, right? Because Chucky does not have that. Chucky is a dude is trapped in a doll.
No, I mean, honestly, that was a pretty cool idea for a movie. But it's kind of like when we reviewed the Banana Splits. When we found out that it was supposed to be a Five Nights at Freddy's, it made the animatronic stuff make sense.
Because those are animatronics
In
that murder
this,
people.
maybe someone who had been beaten with a baseball bat repeatedly while watching the original as a child grew up and he was like, I think this is how it went. I think that's how this one was written. Like, he was good at
And I don't know, they got lost along the way too, because like originally they said it was going to be a follow-up to the first one,
Yeah.
but none of the others.
Not a reboot. It was supposed to be a sequel originally is what I had heard.
Right.
To the first one that Orion had rights to.
And they kept that hoax.
Right up until it was released.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like Mark Hamill and stuff.
Yeah, and
Voicing the Joker.
And I think he did fine, but it's just.
But they shouldn't have called him Chucky.
Shouldn't have called him Chucky.
And that joke about Han Solo was just bad.
Right.
Just.
Even if it wasn't a Chucky movie, even if it was.
And I'm not even saying I have a problem with jokes that are references. I like those at times. This didn't work.
No, it fell flat.
It was forced.
Dumb.
That was funnier than their joke.
Actually.
All right, on a scale of
yeah.
1 to 10, what would you rate it?
See, so we don't compare these to the ones that they're supposed to be, right?
In and of itself,
this is probably an 8.5.
I would go with an 8, but yeah, it's a pretty good horror movie.
It's funny, which is good for a horror movie in my opinion, because they can keep the balance.
If you're a fan of the originals, just watch it with an open mind that this isn't that.
Yeah, the cast is great.
Yeah, I mean, Aubrey Plaza or whatever playing a sarcastic woman, weird.
Yeah, I know. And the kid that they got to play Andy was good.
Yep.
And the abusive stepdad was good. And even Mark Hamill did good as the voice actor.
Yeah, and Chucky not understanding because he was animatronic that cutting someone's head off was bad.
Especially since he had gotten all that stuff messed with.
Yeah.
So
if you have an open mind to the fact that they just named it poorly and didn't just give it its own title.
Right.
It's a good horror movie.
It really is.
And we do suggest it.
So I said 8.5, you said 8. Yeah, all right.
But that's about it, right?
Yeah, so all that stuff on the side of the screen. Yep. You can watch this show on Fact TV Channel 8, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m. You can email us
at gorystorytime@yahoo.com because I say some of the shit too.
Wow. You can like us on Facebook. We have a Gory Storytime Facebook where we share the links to this show, and we share there's memes, and we send
if there's news once in a while about like someone passing away in the horror industry, we'll talk about that.
Or a horror birthday or something like that.
Yeah.
But
you can also go to fact8.com and watch old episodes.
Yep.
Of this and many other shows.
And then you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Jason T. Jakes, capital J, capital T, capital J.
I'm at Craig Jakes, all lowercase, all one word. And that's about it.
Yeah, so until next time, I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig.
And sweet dreams.